Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Worst Teacher NA. We're gonna play a little Hearthstone to begin with today. Today is June 16th. It's 12:05 p.m. So I'm thinking I'm gonna stream probably for a couple hours today. So if you guys are just hanging out, welcome to the stream, and hopefully I'll make it enjoyable for you today. So for Hearthstone, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just go through and do some daily quests. So. Right now, my daily quest is to win 5 games with Mage or Shaman. I don't play Shaman too much, so I'm probably going to play Mage. I do have a Shaman deck in here, but right now I really like my Mage deck. It's a Flamewaker Mage, so let me show you the deck list real quick. So it kind of relies on a lot of low-cost spells, things like Mirror Image, Arcane Missiles, spare parts from Clockwork Gnome, and also from Mechanical Yeti. So I have Mana Worm and Flamewaker, which are kind of the basis, as well as Sorcerer's Apprentice to the deck. So a lot of it revolves around getting down Mana Worm and Flamewaker early. So a lot of times I want to mulligan for those, and also low-cost spells. So the way it works is Mana Worm gets +1 attack for every time you cast a spell, and then Flamewaker will basically randomly shoot 2 fireballs after you play a spell. So it could either hit face or it could hit another minion. So it's a really good way to clear large boards that maybe you can't effectively trade with, but you can use a spell like Arcane Missiles, Unstable Portal, Frostbolt if it's a larger minion, to get those people down. And then, things like Mechanical Yeti, Water Elemental, Fireball, those are things that'll help clear for late game. So that's mostly the idea behind this deck, is just getting down those Mana Worms and Flamewakers early. Mirror Image a lot of times is a big spell that you can get down early in front of a Flamewaker, so that Flamewaker is safe on the board. Kind of some shortcomings in the deck is really if you have any type of board clear on your enemy, they can get rid of these mirror images really quickly, get rid of this Flamewaker. Say you're going up against another mage that has a flame strike. It's tough to reload your board with this because they're so spell heavy of a deck. So a counter spell comes up pretty big in those spots when you know that you're getting to those higher mana cost spells, where say a mage does play Flame Strike, but you counterspell it. That's their entire turn. So that can be a really effective spell if you play it, or if it comes out from the Mad Scientist. So let's see how we do today with this deck. So I'm just gonna play in normal mode for now. Normally in ranked, I'm playing either my Zoo deck or my mid-range hunter. But today, just to clear out some daily quests, I'm just gonna be doing some Flamewaker in this casual normal mode.
Jaina versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
You asked for it.
So like I said, normally I want to be mulliganing for either Flamewaker or Mana Worm. Mad Scientist could be a pretty good tempo play as well, because a lot of times it'll bring out that mirror entity, which will copy whatever card they'll play, especially against a Druid. That's pretty good, because if they're playing an Innervate or where they gain a mana crystal early, they're playing large minions. So I'll probably get rid of Counterspell. Generally with the secrets, you don't want to pay the mana cost for them. You want them to get out from the Mad Scientist. And I'll keep one Frostbolt, and hopefully I can get a Flamewaker or a Mana Worm in here. So here's a Flamewaker. I do have coin, but I'm probably going to save coin, depending on what his turn 1 is. Yeah, he just mulliganed, or not mulliganed, he passed. So I don't really want to coin into Mad Scientist, because then I only have maybe Unstable Portal turn 2. And I want to try to save this coin for when I use my Flamewaker. I can Flamewaker, then coin, then Arcane Missiles, and probably clear whatever he has up here. So I think I'm going to do turn 2 will be Mad Scientist, and then turn 3 will be the Flamewaker into the coin, into the Arcane Missiles. Oh, sorry. Yeah, turn 3. So he kind of just passed again. He just used his hero power, so I'm going to play out my Mad Scientist here. There's nothing for him to clear it right now unless he uses a Wrath. So hopefully I can get some damage down, and then hopefully it'll bring out a mirror entity so I can copy whatever he is. So I do run 2 mirror entities in this deck, so even though I have 1 in my hand, there's still a possibility that trading this guy in will bring out a mirror entity. So I think I'm going to trade him in here. It's a counterspell. Counterspell is still pretty good in this spot. It blocks an Innervate, a Wrath, something like that. That helps him to trade with my Flamewaker. So I'm going to play the Flamewaker. I want to play him before I play the coin, because then the coin will actually help it so that I get those fireballs. So I just need 1 fireball to hit, so I cleared his deck. I have a counterspell up. Excuse me. I have a counterspell up, so if he tries to clear it with a spell, maybe he's desperate and wants to play a swipe, something like that. Yeah, he still can't trade here, so that's good for me. So I have 4 mana. I can use the Unstable Portal. I can Frostbolt, see how many pings I get on it, and possibly ping it here with my hero power to clear it out. Again, I still have that counterspell out, so if I can clear his board, there's not really a way unless he has a charge minion for him to clear out this Flamewaker. I think I'm going to do Frostbolt, kind of see where the pings go. Okay, so 1 went to face, one went to face, 1 went on the minion. The minion's frozen for this next turn, but I just want to get rid of it. I don't want him to be able to taunt it up or anything like that, so I'm just going to do damage to the face with a Flamewaker.
Where shall I strike?
Alright, this is going to be a tougher minion to clear. Again, I still have this Frostbolt here. It does good damage, does 3 damage. So I could Frostbolt, and then this minion's frozen, so he won't be able to trade with the Flamewaker. What I'm really hoping for is to draw out the 2 taunts 0/2 spell. So hopefully I can get some of that. I haven't had any card draw yet. I really want to develop this mirror entity for whatever he plays next turn. 6 mana, he's pretty likely to play 1 large minion, so hopefully I can get that down, but
What to do?
I also need to develop my deck. I definitely need to play Frostbolt this turn, so I'm going to play that first so he can't trade with my minion. Oh, 2 to the face, or 2 to the minion there is good. I can clear out the minion. So I think what I'm going to do is play Unstable Portal here so that hopefully I get a ping to him again. That's good, I can develop another minion now. Attack face. So you can see how it works to clear those minions out. I'm not attacking with my minions really. I'm using the spells, using the pings from the Flamewaker, and then possibly my hero power if I need to. So this card, Flamewaker, was from the new instance that they had, which was Blackrock Mountain. I think you get it in the final wing. You unlock the class challenge. So, okay, see there, he was using Wrath, but I had counterspelled it, so I avoided some damage done to my Flamewaker there, and he lost 2 mana for it. And I didn't spend any mana on that because I was brought out from my Mad Scientist. So we'll see what he plays next. So looks like he's just gonna do hero power, probably attack face. I'm really far ahead now, especially with this Warsong Commander, because you can see I have a lot of these 3 attack minions that this Warsong Commander will give charge to. So I can even play out this Water Elemental, and he will be able to freeze face. So he has no minions on board. He does probably have swipe in hand, depending on what kind of druid this is. So he could swipe my Flamewaker, but if I develop this board enough, I can get a lot of damage down on face. And he has no minions developed, so unless he has a taunt here, I probably have lethal next turn. Even with this mirror entity, I can get 2 damage into his face if he doesn't play a minion. Well, obviously he will play a minion, but I can still get some damage down on face, and hopefully combined with that ping on face, my hero power, and if he doesn't clear any of my minions here, I have lethal.
I wonder. Well played. I concede.
Well played.
So you can see how the deck works. It's basically just get out that Flamewaker early. I had a lot of spells in hand. You know, the Frostbolts were doing a lot of work there. So yeah, it was just basically get that minion down early, and he could trade really effectively. I didn't even have to trade him into any other low-cost minions. I was just able to ping out all his minions. So if you guys want to add me, this is my name right here, Backlash61, and the number is 1863. So you guys can add me on here, and I only have about 5 friends right now, just because don't play a lot of Blizzard games in general. Basically just Hearthstone right now. So yeah, if you want to add me, it's right there. So I think I'm just going to play another Flamewaker. Again, just trying to do the dailies. I got to get 5 wins with either Mage or Shaman, so I'll just keep doing that right now.
Jaina versus Garrosh.
Victory or death!
You asked for it.
Alright, so in this one I have a couple low-cost damage spells, or not damage spells, but low-cost spells, and but I don't have that Flamewaker or Mana Worm, so I'm definitely going to get rid of Fireball here. Going against Warrior, he's probably not going to play a lot of high health minions early. Hopefully it's not a Grim Patron Warrior. I definitely want to keep Mirror Image because it's good really early combined with the Mana Worm and the Flamewaker. Not sure whether I want to keep Arcane Missiles, dealing 3 damage. You know, I want to mulligan these 3 cards. I really want to get one of those Flamewakers or hopefully Mana Worm, be able to trade effectively. So, got a Flamewaker, got the Arcane Missiles back. That's a pretty good combo. Get some good clear with that. So, again, similar setup to the last one. I have the Mad Scientist. On turn 3, I can play out the Flamewaker, coin it out, and probably use the Mirror Image just to protect him. So, I think I'm going to pass turn 1 here. He passed turn 1 also. Probably points towards a Control Warrior, but not quite sure. Yeah, especially gaining armor here. It's probably a Control Warrior, because normally at turn 2 he wants to play out his Fiery War Axe so that he can do damage to whatever minion I'm getting out. He wants to be able to take damage so that when he runs the I can't remember the name of the card, but where he runs the card where he gains or he draws a card based on how many minions and if he's damaged himself. So alright, there is the Fiery War Axe. He's going to clear out this. But you can see since he armored up first, he hasn't taken any damage. So when he plays that card, he's going to take one less, draw one less card. So he probably, if he had the Fiery War Axe there, he probably would have played it out early. So that's why I think it's probably going to be Control Warrior. It's probably a tougher matchup for me, but Grim Patron's a really tough deck right now as well. So you can see playing out those mirror images, it really makes his axe difficult to use right now. He's either using it to clear out one of these taunt minions. I guess he didn't like the deck that I was playing against, so, or that I was using. And he gave up. Well, that's fine. Gets me one step closer to clearing my dailies. So, let me go ahead and extend that friend request. Hey Justin, how's it going? Rank 15, that's pretty good. Yeah, right now I'm in at rank 14. I haven't played too much. You know, climbing ladder pretty early in the month is pretty difficult. So I generally get down to something like, rank 14 or 13 and kind of make my climb later in the month. Right now, I've just been focusing a lot on getting my daily quests and mostly just, getting some gold up and buying packs. Right now I'm buying original packs. The mech packs, I think I have most of them that I want at this point. So I was, just getting dust for maybe 4 or 5 cards out of the deck. So it wasn't really worth it. Um, so Declan, no, I'm playing more than Hearthstone today. I'm playing Hearthstone just to get my daily quest right now, but later I'm probably going to be playing something out of my Steam library, probably Arma, because I'm looking to do like an A to Z through my Steam library. So Arma is the first game that I have in there. So that's probably the first game that I'm going to be playing today after Hearthstone. So, hey guys, I'll be right back real quick. I'm just going to get a glass of water, and then I'll be right back. Hang on one sec. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just talking a lot, so it takes a lot out of my voice. So anyways, yeah, I want today to be really interactive with chat, stuff like that. It's easy for me to be able to answer questions. I have my other monitor up, so anybody that wants to ask any questions about what I'm playing, or anybody that doesn't know anything about Hearthstone, I can answer some questions for you guys, or if you just want to hang out and talk, anything, I'm fine with that. So just yeah, while I got you here, just want to remind you guys the whole reason that we're streaming. I'm part of this team called the Just Us League of Awesome, and really what we're doing here is we're trying to raise money for charity to support the Children's Hospital of Orange County. So helping out kids that are ill and not really able to do a lot of stuff. What they do is they bring in different things for them to do so that they can have fun with her at the hospital. So that's what we're really campaigning for, is just to let these kids be kids. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, there's a link down below. It has more information about that. You can also check out my YouTube channel where I'm going to be posting up highlights and full streams on there. So yeah, we'll go in and get back into my next game. I'm 2 out of the 5 wins into my daily quest here. So I'm just going to keep going through using the Flamewaker. You can see for these types of matches where I just need to clear out with Mage, they're really quick games. It's an aggressive deck, so it's a fun deck to play when you're just going through your dailies. A lot of people are playing this on ladder, so it tends to be pretty good.
You asked for it.
Let's see. So this one, we got the Mana Worm and the Flamewaker. That could be a really strong start, but I don't have any spells to combo with it, so I'm going to get rid of the Clockwork Gnome because I already have a Mana Worm here. I could play a Clockwork Gnome turn 1, hope that he kills it so I get that spare part, and then play the Mana Worm turn 2, but that's a pretty weak turn 2, depending on what the spare part is. I could keep this and do this one turn 1, this one turn 2, turn 3 hopefully I'll have something with Flamewaker to combo out. I do have a coin as well, so turn 3 I could coin out something as well. So yeah, you know what? I think I am going to keep this. Clockwork Gnome gives me a spell. Arcane Intellect is pretty high cost, so hopefully I'm able to, within the next 2 turns, get another 1 damage spell. But I'll start out with the Clockwork Gnome.
Hello.
So right now he might think that I'm running a Mech Mage, very minion heavy, so he might be, you know, preparing for something like that. Again, armoring up early. It might be a Control Warrior again here. Got a low mana spell, which is really good to combo with my Flamewaker turn 3. So the only thing is he didn't clear this minion, so I wasn't able to get my spare part. Turn 2 he might play, or turn 3 he might play the Fiery War Axe to clear out the Mana Worm. So I'm not sure that I want to put him out yet. I think instead what I'll probably do is play out the Loot Hoarder. Card draw is really good in this deck. The more spells you can get in hand, the more damage you can do to face and minions. So playing that out early is a good idea. Here I don't mind giving him 2 cards, so especially because I'll get a spare part that I can use in the coming turns. So probably trade both of these in. Actually, well, I could use my hero power as well to do it, but the 2 mana makes it so I don't really develop the board enough. Against Control Warrior I really want to be aggressive early, so I'll probably play in both of these minions into the Acolyte of Pain. You know what, actually with the pings coming out I'll probably kill him with the spells here, so I think I'm just gonna use the pings to kill him, hopefully. Yeah, there it goes. So, and again, I have 1 mana here. Can't freeze a minion, so I'm just going to use my Arcane Missiles, get some damage down on face.
Everyone's out on me.
Blood and plunder.
Alright, looks like it's actually Grim Patron Warrior. Playing out the Dread Corsair makes it pretty likely. So let's see, what can I do here? I could just play out the Water Elemental. It's a strong minion, 3/6. If he uses the Death Spite on it, he'll be frozen, and he'll also take that 3 damage. He can't clear it with the Dread Corsair, so it looks like a pretty good play. I could also play the Mana Worm and use something like Arcane Intellect, or play out the Mana Worm and the and then freeze here. Mana Worm gets buffed up to 2/3 and clear with my hero power. But again, he has that Death Spite. He could just use it on the 2/3. Not very effective. So I think the better play here is to use the Water Elemental. I could play this in. Now if he uses Death Spite, it'll actually kill his Dread Corsair. So I think that's a decent play. He'll probably trade in the Dread Corsair and then attack me with the Death Spite if he doesn't have an Execute in hand. He's playing the Slam. Yeah, he had an Execute in hand. Now the thing is, I do have the another Water Elemental to play out next turn, so it's just as hard for him to clear that out. So I might be able to play that, and if I play out the Clockwork Gnome right now, it dies for free. So I don't really want to play out the Clockwork Gnome, even though the spell is good for the Mana Worm. Mirror Entity is too high cost to play out right now. 3 for 1, 3/1 minion really trades effectively with the Water Elemental right now, even though it doesn't kill it. So I might just Mirror Entity and hero power the Dread Corsair here. There's not a lot of other good plays to do. You know, he's getting down to 6 mana. He's probably playing smaller minions, so the Mirror Entity is not as good either. I could just Arcane Intellect. Yeah, I think he doesn't really have a lot of threats on board right now, so I think I'm just going to Arcane Intellect and then clear out the Dread Corsair.
Let the pain speak to me.
Hey Tiger, how's it going? Glad to see you in chat. Alright, so I have quite a few cards here now. A lot of spells as well. He's using the Acolyte of Pain right now. He's just trying to draw into his combo. If he doesn't already have Grim Patron, Warsong Commander, he wants to activate that Death Spite on that as well. Knife Juggler is only good when I have a lot of low-cost minions. I do have a couple low-cost minions, but I really don't want to ping these minions that are on board here. So I think what I'm going to do is play the Mana Worm. I want another spare part, so I could play the Yeti. And then I'm just going to freeze the Acolyte of Pain. Makes it so that he doesn't draw any cards this turn. He trades really well with the Yeti here with the Death Spite, but if he uses the Death Spite right now, he's not comboing it with his Grim... Okay, well, he's using the Grim Patron here. He's going to have 1/3/2 and 1/3/3, unless he has another Whirlwind here, which is possible. But I think I could still clear them. Okay, this is a pretty tough... Use an Inner Rage on the... That's a confusing play to me. They use Inner Rage on his Armorsmith rather than using it on the Grim Patron, but he just wants to clear my deck. But you can see I have you know, things set up to really clear these minions out. I can use a Frostbolt on this one. It's hard for him to trade into anything that has over 3 damage, so I think I'm going to use the Frostbolt on the Grim Patron and then use my Water Elemental here. I don't want to return anything, so I'll just use that as my turn. So you can see this doesn't really trade in very well here. He doesn't have a weapon developed right now, so he can't really do anything with my Water Elemental. This is tough. I don't really have any spells to get rid of his Emperor Thaurissan. I can trade into it here, but then I have to do 2 damage somehow to him, and I don't have that. So I'm going to Unstable Portal, see what I get. Maybe I'll get a charge minion. Okay, that's a charge minion. You know, normally this is a win condition if you just need to do 8 mana, or 8 damage to face to win. But at this point, I think I'm going to play it. He has to remove it somehow. It might draw it and execute. I don't really have any other way to clear out his Emperor Thaurissan, so I think I'm going to play him here. Clear out his Grim Patron, nothing spawns. Clear out his Thaurissan. So he does have a cheaper hand, but you know he was trying to draw a lot, so I'm not sure that he has the Warsong Commander combo in there. You see he has to take 8 damage to clear my minion. Takes off most of his armor. He's still drawing. So, he probably doesn't have the combo right now. Again, still drawing. So, it's good for me. So far, he doesn't have the combo. Still want to avoid playing out minions that have less than 3 damage. Just so he can't really get into anything. I don't really have a lot of card draw. I probably want to develop this Mirror Entity. If he is going to play a large minion, I can't really keep up with him in terms of what I have in right now. And I think I'm just going to play the Knife Juggler into Mech Yeti. If it goes here, I can clear the Gnomish. Yeah, so I'll just clear the Gnomish here. Again, Deathbite trades pretty well into the Mech Yeti, but I still have a 3 damage minion up, so if he does have the combo up right now, it's going to be tough for him to get more Grim Patrons, unless I Mirror Entity if I Mirror Entity a Warsong Commander, then he can trade into the Warsong Commander, but you know, maybe he'll play something like a Frothing Berserker first, so we'll see what I can Mirror Entity out of this. Still haven't drawn into my Flamewaker, my second one, so Battle Rage, drawing for 1 card. He's still drawing, which really makes me think he doesn't have the combo in hand. So it'd be nice. Maybe he'll play a Grommash right here, and I can Mirror Entity his Grommash. Probably just gonna pass, it looks like. Alright, so this is a turn that I can really start to snowball, you know, but if he's able to clear any of these minions, because I don't really have a lot of minions in hand, I don't have any card draw, anything like that, it's going to be tough for me to come back from that. So we'll see if he has combo now. There's 14, he has 14 health, I have 7, 10, 13 damage, 14 with my hero power. Okay, so it looks like he does have combo. I don't know why he wasn't playing it before. Let's see, Frothing Berserker. Okay, he was waiting to be able to play all of them. So Frothing Berserker is going to get quite a bit of damage here. I don't know if he has... Yeah, he probably has lethal, especially with another Grim Patron coming up with charge. He can even trade in one of the Grim Patrons, get a third one here. Yeah, let's see, 10 damage. Yeah, that'll give his Berserker enough. So you can see he had combo, he was waiting to get enough for it. So it's pretty close though, all in all. I still, next turn, if he didn't trade in, I still had 4, 12, 14 damage, so 15 damage including my hero power. So pretty close game. That's a pretty tough matchup for me, especially with the Flamewaker, because as soon as he plays Grim Patron, I'm going to be pinging into those I'm going to be pinging into his Grim Patrons, creating more of those. So it's kind of a tough game to go up against. A lot of warriors. A lot of people really like Grim Patron right now on ladder, so there's probably a lot of people playing Grim Patron. Again, Water Elemental, Fireball, those are pretty high mana costs. I'm going to mulligan. Hopefully I can get some low cost spells to combo with this Mana Worm. I don't have coin this time. I have a huge advantage when I start with coin, so it's a little more difficult to develop a board. Nothing to combo with Mana Worm right here. It's not really worth it to put it out early. He could just play Fiery. He can coin Fiery War Axe and clear it. So I'm not going to do anything here. It doesn't really trade with anything that Warrior plays early either. Warrior tends to play things like Armor Smith and things that have a lot of low damage but high health. So Mana Worm doesn't really trade with anything. So I'm just gonna pass that first turn. Play out Loot Hoarder here instead of developing the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Same reason, he can just play the Fiery War Axe and clear it. So I'd rather get the card draw, be able to combo these with some other spells.
Speak to me.
Alright, at this point I can use the Sorcerer's Apprentice and Frostbolt the Acolyte of Pain here to make sure that he only draws one card from that, keep my board developed. Having 2 minions is a pretty big advantage in terms of if he does play out the Fiery War Axe, I still have something else. You know, a name for this deck, a lot of people call it Tempo Mage, and it's all about playing things on mana curve, being able to have your board open. He's probably going to clear out the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but I still have the Mana Worm, can play the Arcane Intellect with it, draw into some more cards.
Hey, give me that!
I'm able to get damage down on face. If it is a control warrior, it's probably not a big deal, but the fact that he hasn't played Armor Smith or any other armor cards makes it think it's probably Grim Patron. So we'll see what he's playing here. Yeah, it does look like Grim Patron with the Dread Corsair. So he's trying to draw into combo again. Same thing as last time. Would have been nice to be able to get those mirror images up to protect that Mana Worm. Let's see. Counterspell is not super effective against Grim Patron. They don't run things besides Execute probably, maybe a couple other spells, but not really useful right now to develop that. Mirror Image I normally want to combo with the Mana Worm. So at this point, I can either play out the Mad Scientist just to be able to trade with his minions. Probably Arcane Intellect first. Yeah, I mean I could play the Mad Scientist, it'll trade with his minions, but I probably just want to clear the Dread Corsair, get some more card draw. Again, I have him down to 21 health. A lot of it is just killing him before he has combo in hand. So hopefully I'll be able to get him down. Just trying to draw into a Flamewaker so that I can really effectively trade with these minions. It is a pretty tough board for me to clear right now. Water Elemental is a good card. It'll clear out a lot of these minions and he can't kill it. So I'll probably play a Water Elemental this turn. My other option was to play out a Mechanical Yeti to get another spare part, but I like the fact that this one has one more health, makes it harder for him to trade with. And it freezes, so if he uses a weapon to attack, it'll freeze his face, so it'll take away one of those, a turn for him to be able to trade into my minions here.
I wonder.
I think I want to get down a Mad Scientist. Hopefully I can get out that mirror entity since Counterspell's in my hand. Be able to gain some tempo from him. Gain some tempo from him playing a minion, and I can copy it. Don't really want to play Clockwork Gnome at this point, just because he can suicide himself into the Water Elemental, and it'll clear the Clockwork Gnome for free.
I wonder.
So he does play the Death Bite here. He'll do 1 damage to all minions, so he's going to gain some armor. He's going to choose to clear out the Water Elemental with his weapon, but he's frozen, so he can't use it next turn. So he might wait to use it turn 8. That's pretty common with the Warsong Commander Grim Patron turn, so he is setting up for it. Now would be a good time to draw that Flamewaker. Don't get it. I have a lot of low cost spells in hand, so I think what I'm going to do is just play out the Mech Yeti. Don't want to play the Mad Scientist this turn because it's just going to draw out another mirror entity. So I think I'll play out the Clockwork Gnome and then just clear out his Armor Smith. So he was able to develop some armor. You can see he can't use his weapon this turn. He really wants to use it to clear out this mechanical Yeti. He would clear the Clockwork Gnome for free as well. But he doesn't have combo yet. He has to have 8 mana to use his Warsong Commander combo. So again, a lot of low cost spells in here. Mirror Image probably going to get used next turn just so he can't clear out this mechanical Yeti with his weapon. We'll see. Hopefully I can draw into either a Mana Worm or Flamewaker. 14 cards left in my deck. Still have 2 Flamewakers, 1 Mana Worm, so a pretty good chance of drawing something at some point. Still can't get it down. Again, he can clear the Mechanical Yeti for free if I don't use this Mirror Image, so I think I'm going to use it here just to try to make it so that he can't really clear this Yeti effectively. Don't want to use too many spells here, so I'll probably just play this out and nothing else. He's not going to use his weapon, I don't think, to clear out one of these taunt minions, so he has to have some way to clear them. I don't think he's running Brawl, so just happy to play that. Hopefully, again, get into my Flamewaker and Mana Worms here to develop.
Blood and plunder.
It's actually pretty nice. Gives me another taunt minion. He was able to play it for free, so he still has 8 mana in his hand. There's a lot for him to get through to get to my minions, though. Even Grim Patron doesn't really trade into any of my taunts here. Okay, that's still a good turn for him, but he's gonna Whirlwind his own minion, so he's only gonna have 3 health. It doesn't have charge, so he's not gonna be able to use it. I have these other taunt minions in front. So unless he plays something else here, I could just clear it for free. Well, not for free, but with a minion. There's my Flamewaker. So I'm gonna play out the Flamewaker. He doesn't have a Whirlwind on his Death Spite, so he might have a Whirlwind in hand where he can trade out with these for free. But I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to ping out his Frothing Berserker here. Alright, that's good. I can now just trade with my hero power. But it's pretty likely that I'd kill it anyways. So I'm going to keep using these spells. Try to get rid of this Dread Corsair. There we go. Give him 1 more health. Makes it so it's harder for him to trade with it. Attack face. Now I can play the Mad Scientist again. And I don't think I want to swap anything right now, so just leave it there. This is a tough turn for him. He hasn't developed the Death Spite enough for him to be able to clear these with the Whirlwind, so looks like he's just going to kind of desperately try to clear. He did have the Whirlwind in hand, so he'll have a couple Grim Patrons, but there's not much. Okay, that was a misplay. He played the Warsong Commander afterwards.
That was an error. I choose death.
Yeah, that's a tough deck to play if you play things out of order. He could trade with the Mad Scientist, but even the Yeti was still on board. So if I had any damage in hand, he was probably gonna die. So that's the Flamewaker deck. I think that's probably enough with the Flamewaker deck. So I think I'll just try out this Mech Shaman. Let me go ahead and show you guys the deck list. Again, I don't play Shaman too much, so this is one I just developed recently. It's a Mech Shaman, so it does have a lot of Mech synergy. Piloted Shredder, Mechanical Yeti, Tinkertown Technician, Spider Tank, Harvest Golem is also a Mech. Power Mace gives a friendly Mech 2/2. Whirling Zap-O-Matic, Mech Warper. Cogmaster even has that Mech synergy. Sneasel Shredder for a legendary. Bloodlust, just because it's fun to run Bloodlust. It's fun to have your opponent think that they're still alive, but if you have that board developed with enough minions, you can really burst them down pretty quickly. And this one does tend to have a lot of minions on the board, so it really synergizes pretty well. There's not too many things on here that give you overload, because generally this is more of like a tempo matchup. So really just the crackles in here give you overload. There's nothing else in the deck that gives you that overload, because it makes it difficult to really play out these minions when you're down mana. Generally the overload decks are the ones that you have a lot of spells on, so you can clear a lot of things early. So yeah, this is the idea of the deck is really just being able to get those Mech Warpers early, use the Flame Totem, Power Mace, and stuff like that to really power up minions to be able to trade effectively with whichever deck you're going. Really similar to the Flamewaker deck in terms of its disadvantages. If you have any type of board clear, there's not a lot that I can do against board clear here. Thoughts on Fell Reaver? I don't own Fell Reaver, so I don't really include it in decks. Let me go into crafting. So yeah, I don't own it. So generally, I mean, it's a pretty tough minion to integrate into any type of deck. There's a lot of really aggressive decks right now, so it's, if you guys don't know what it is, it says whenever your opponent plays a card, it discards the top 3 cards in your deck. So if you're playing, a Fell Reaver down on your board and you're not winning that turn, or winning the next turn, they have a chance to really mill you early, especially against aggressive decks. So it's really tough to integrate into a deck usefully. I've seen some people running it online, but it's not too common of a card. So maybe like something in Arena, it could be pretty good. It is only 5 mana and it could trade really well. But as long as you have it up, if they have any low mana cards that they can play, you're discarding 3 cards for every card that they play. So if you're playing it late, you know, turn 8 or something like that, they're really able to make it so that you're discarding a lot of cards, which especially if you're playing like a combo type deck, if you're discarding a piece of that combo, you're going to lose the match. So it's really tough to integrate it into any kind of deck. And I don't own it. I'm free to play, so I don't buy cards or anything like that. So I do have dust that I can craft it, but generally I save my dust for a deck that I really enjoy playing. So yeah, right now I don't really see this card being too good. You know, some people use it, I think, just because it's that low mana cost on a really large minion, but in general, it's tough to integrate it. You know, I do have Sneed's Old Shredder, and I like that better as a mech, so I use that more in my mech decks. Whoops, I just removed it. Yeah, so this is the mech that I prefer. It's a 5/7, so it's nice. It doesn't die to BGH, Big Game Hunter, and it summons another legendary. So it's a Death Rattle. So it works really well, and it combos with Kel'Thuzad pretty well too. If you guys wanted to use that, so I use that in my mid-range hunter deck. I use Sneed's Old Shredder and Kel'Thuzad, and that combo a lot of times will win me games late game, which that deck tends to struggle with. I don't own Dr. Boom, so Sneed's Old Shredder is kind of the legendary that I'll normally default to. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get into a game here with Mech Shaman. Thanks for the questions. Again, if you guys have any other questions or anything like that, feel free to ask those in chat.
Thrall versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
For Doomhammer.
Alright, so going against a priest. Don't know what kind of priest it is. Playing in normal mode or unranked. It could be anything really. If it's more the standard priest deck, I generally will do pretty well against them. I'll trade pretty well. None of these cards are too enticing to keep. Again, I want to get Mech Warper, probably some low mana minions, and I have a lot of lower mana minions that I can play out. So I'll try to get those. Rockbiter I could have kept. I got it back anyway, so Rockbiter is good to clear out some early minions if I need to, but generally I like using Rockbiter if you know, if I can combo it. I can combo it with something like Whirling Zap-O-Matic next turn. So I can coin out Flame Totem, Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Generally priests don't keep too much in terms of early board clear, so Whirling Zap-O-Matic might be good, and it also trades with a lot of his cards, so I think I'm going to point out the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Again, comboing it with Rockbiter could be pretty good, or Flame Tongue Totem, do a lot of damage next turn. There was a game where Firebat put out a Whirling Zap-O-Matic, and he was able to do something like a Flame Tongue Totem, and I think he had double Rockbiter or something like that. So you can see this gives you +2 damage, so it was 5 +6. He was doing 22 damage to face with the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. I think he won turn 3. So yeah, you can really snowball, especially he's passing. You can see I'm doing 10 damage turn 2 to face, so you can definitely snowball a lot with this character. Depending on what he plays next turn, I could even just hex whatever it is and use Whirling Zap-O-Matic again, try to keep it alive. Looks like he has a spell there he's trying to kill the totem with. Let's see. Okay, Shadow Word Death. I mean, it's okay to draw that out early. So let's see here. I'm just gonna play out the Harvest Golem. Again, a lot of this deck is about keeping minions up on the board. being able to really overwhelm him so that he can't clear it out. The only reliable form of board clear that a priest keeps is Holy Nova. So unless he's running something like Wild Pyro. So it's not likely for him to be able to clear out these minions really easily. Unless he's playing some sort of taunt card.
Death does not scare me.
Deathlord's not terrible for me to go against. I could hex it and clear it, but it's not that tough to clear out. I don't know. If I do Rockbiter here, I'm still 1 damage short from clearing it. Not too sure what I want to do right now. If I do a totem, it's not very likely that I draw a reliable totem. The nice thing is the totem does go to the right of the Rockbiter, so it will get that +2 damage. But if I play totem, I can't really play anything else unless I do double Rockbiter. Playing double Rockbiter on this minion will make it so I can clear. It'll draw out another minion, which will be to the right to the Flame Tongue totem, which could be pretty good. I'm gonna see what totem I get. Okay, Taunt Totem is pretty good. That means I can actually just trade here. He can't clear this minion, so I can just wait. Now next turn, this Harvest Golem trades really well with the Deathlord, and I'll get another minion developed. Again, in a tempo matchup, that's pretty good to get another minion out for free. Use Holy Nova. Trades with the Flame Tongue Totem. So I'm kind of in the same predicament where I can double Rockbiter to clear him out. I think what I'm going to do is play the Tinkertown Technician so that I get that boost for him and the Whirling Blades. Now I can actually play Rockbiter and Whirling Blades to be able to clear out this minion. Get another minion for free. Spider Tank's a pretty strong minion, so overall good play. He hasn't really played out too many minions, just a Deathlord and some spells, so makes me think that he's probably running more of a late game deck. Could be running something like Vol'jin. We'll see.
Embrace the void.
Soul Priest Circle here. Yeah, that wrecks me. Just give myself Rockbiter to clear that out. Redevelop the board. It's good to get that Akanai Soul Priest done though, out of the way. So I still have some minions developed here, running low on cards. One of the definite disadvantages of this deck is that it doesn't have a lot of card draw, so it's kind of tough for me to really get a lot in my hand here. So that's why a lot of it is about getting these early minions down. It's good here I have 2 minions down. I still have this Hex, so if he heals this Blade Master for anything, yeah, I could have hexed the Blade Master there, but actually now I kill it for free with the Fire Elemental. So Fire Elemental, probably one of the best Shaman cards. Really reliable, 6 mana, and you're able to do 3 damage in Battle Cry. So I have a really good board developed here. Holy Nova only clears 1 minion. If he plays Akanai Circle again, I still have my Fire Elemental up. He'd have to hero power it down, and then I would still have whatever spawns from this Piloted Shredder. So still have a pretty good Light Bomb's pretty tough. Playing a really spell heavy deck. Don't know what his win condition is here. He might have something like not Mind Blast. I can't remember what his card is. I don't really play Priest. Just Just playing Sneasel Shredder on curve here. Again, after this, I'm probably gonna play some Arma 3 something, or not Arma 3, but Arma.
I can fix
He was hoping for that zombie chow early. Yeah, Blade Master, I can't really trade too well with it right now, so it might be a good hex. Let me make sure I don't have lethal. 5, 7 plus 6, no, plus 9 is 16. So I'm 1 off lethal, but I have Crackle, so I think that's lethal. Oh, it only gives minions. Okay, I might have to roll for lethal here. Okay, I got a 75% chance here. Okay, got it. Again, don't play Shaman too much, so just notice that, yeah, it only affects minions. So, got lucky there that I still had enough damage with the Crackle, though. Alright, one more win. Kind of want to go for a quick win, so I think I'm going to just play a Flamewaker. A lot faster games with this one, so try to get those out of the way, and then then we can move on to some
Jaina versus Anduin. The light shall bring
Priest is a
victory.
good matchup for me
You
here.
asked for it.
They don't run a lot of minions, so I can generally do a lot of damage to face with my cards. Probably keep Clockwork Gnome and Frostbolt. It is tough for me to trade into a Deathlord, but hopefully he doesn't run Deathlords. Again, I want to keep the coin for Flamewaker or Mana Worm, so I'm just going to play out the Clockwork Gnome right now. Just passes that turn. Mad Scientist, good to develop right now. Looks like he might be playing that Deathlord Priest, same one that we just saw.
The damned stand ready.
Dark Cultist, I'll probably just trade both minions into the Dark Cultist. He doesn't have anything to buff right now, so that's good. But 3 mana, I don't have anything to play. I do have 2 4-mana Mech Yetis, and those are pretty strong, so I might just have to coin out the Mechanical Yeti. Again, I have Counterspell in hand, so I know I'm going to get that mirror image, or mirror entity. I could just develop a Knife Juggler here, but I don't really have any minions to follow up the Knife Juggler too much, so you know, playing turn 3 Mech Yeti is pretty strong, and then I have another Mech Yeti to play turn 4. We'll see what he plays here.
Let us see if this works.
He doesn't have anything to combo Shrinkmeister with, so I guess he's just playing that one for free. If I play Knife Juggler, I can play out the Clockwork Gnome and hope that it pings here so I can use my hero power. I can't use my hero power if I play both of those minions though. Counterspell might be pretty strong here, but I think I'm just going to play out the other Mech Yeti. Just trade, I guess Mech Yeti trades pretty well. I play into Holy Nova a little bit. Yeah, I think I just want to trade the Shrinkmeisters into each other. This makes it really difficult for him to clear this board. The other way I'm playing into Holy Nova a little bit too much. So.
Well played. You have better.
Yep. Too strong of a board for him to really come against. Again, those Flamewaker games tend to be pretty quick, so. Alright, there's my daily quest. I can open up a pack now, so I'll probably just buy a pack. Again, I haven't been playing Arena because it just gives you the GVG decks, and I have most of the GVG cards that I want, so I'm just gonna buy a deck here. I'll go ahead and open it up on stream. Yesterday I got a legendary from opening just a normal pack. I got Black Knight, so we'll see what we got here. No legendaries here, just an epic or a rare. Defender of Argus is good, but I already have 2 of them. I don't think I have any new cards here, so I'm just gonna end up dusting all those. Let's see if I had, yeah, no new cards, so disenchant all those cards. So 460 dust is pretty good. I can craft an epic or a couple rares, but for now, all of my decks are pretty complete. So not really looking for anything. So yeah, that does it for Hearthstone today.